Okay. Well, for the benefit of our viewers who may not have been following the events as closely, obviously as closely as you journalists there on the ground, briefly, can you tell us what triggered the fighting and who exactly is fighting who?
Sorry, can you repeat that question, please?
Yeah, Ali, I mean, what exactly triggered this round of fighting in Tripoli, and who exactly is fighting who?
What triggered this, that's still unknown. That's a big question. Every side blames the other for starting. Every side even, yesterday morning, of course, they spoke about a ceasefire which was set to begin yesterday evening. Of course, in the middle of the night, about 3 o'clock in the morning today, this ceasefire was violated. Each side blames the other of violating this ceasefire. But as I told you before, we have a political stalemate. We have one group which is pro-opposition, one which is pro-parliamentary majority, in addition to a rival, of course, demographic rivalry which exists from a long time ago, even before this stalemate began. Here I specified two groups. The group which is loyal to the Parliament Majority Leader Saad al-Hariri, supporters of the Future Movement. The other group is the Alawi community. It's going on between these two sides. What triggered it, that's unknown. Each side blames the other. But as I said, we do hope that the security forces and the army enter in order to put a stop to this fighting, which has gone into day 2.
Well, as I said earlier, the military was supposed to be moving into the city sometime this afternoon. You said you saw them on the outskirts of the city. Any evidence that the military is trying to push into the center of Tripoli to bring an end to the fighting?
Well, as probably about maybe 300-400 meters from here, there are some army tanks. But in light of this heavy fighting, which has just broke out now, it'll be very difficult for them to enter. I believe the Lebanese army could maybe take advantage of a short period of calm and then enter and spread. Of course, it's a joint force. They speak about a joint force of the Lebanese army and of the security services to enter. We did see both, actually, security services and the army beginning to come into the city. But as I said, they have not entered the main battleground here where we are standing. We haven't seen them enter here. Now they are, as I said, just hundreds of meters away. I believe actually, if the situation calms down, maybe for about just half an hour or 1 hour, the Lebanese army could take advantage of this and then enter in order to deploy and put an end to this violence.
Well, while we're speaking, Ali, could you ask the cameraman to pan around and let the viewers see the situation from your perspective?
Okay, just a second. He's going to give you.
And perhaps describe what you can see.
Okay. He's going to give you a picture now, actually, of what's going on. Okay, empty streets in general. I don't know if you can see smoke. We just saw a big explosion before, as I told you, just about meters away from here. But in general, what is significant, you can totally empty streets, gunfire being heard. From time to time, a big explosion similar to the one if you can hear right now. Gunshots are being fired. This is just an explosion right now, actually. Gunfire as well, once again. So the situation, it's like a ghost town here in Tripoli. The significant thing is that just about maybe 1 kilometer or less away from here, you can see almost normal life in the city. That's what is very, very, of course, surprising. Just about maybe 1 kilometer away, people, of course, in the main city, in downtown Tripoli, people are maybe in general, not totally, of course, in general, leading a normal life. But in here, of course, in these places, which is specifically called Bab al-Tabbani area, the situation, of course, it's like a ghost town. Heavy gunfire and explosions are continuing.
Ali, we'd like to keep you on the line for as long as possible. You mentioned that there were some Lebanese army tanks fairly close to you. Can you see those tanks?
I can see these tanks actually, but they are pretty far away from where I am standing. I can see them. Of course, they are hundreds of meters away from here. As I said before, the Lebanese army, in my view, is probably waiting for the situation to calm down, because right now, as you can hear, a high escalation. Bombings and the gunshots being fired. Of course, we're here standing between the two sides on the front lines between both sides, actually. So the Lebanese army, yes, I can see them from here. They are hundreds of meters away, I believe, waiting for a period of calm in order to take advantage and enter. On the political level, of course, concerning meetings between political leaders to put a stop, meetings are ongoing. Up till now, unfortunately, it appears that these meetings have not reached any success.